Yeah, I look at this. I got all kinds of stuff here. So at number 5, a lot of people didn't like this movie just because of how these things looked like some of the stars of the movie, but arachnophobia, the spiders they choose to use in it. I think it's great. It's just kind of like that dark kind of comedy, but it still has some terror in it, man. If you have any kind of fear of spiders, this movie sucks. You won't like it. But Jeff Daniels is in it, and it's just, it's one of them silly movies, but it's cool. I like it. It's got a good thread, and then this oversized spider that escapes and gets here by biting a guy in a coffin and drinking him on the way back home from wherever the hell they were. Julian Sands in this movie too. Rest in peace. Number 4, and we got to go back a ways for this one. Night of the Comet. Yes. I always dig these kind of movies where, something happens and everyone turns into fucking freaks or zombies or dust in this case. And then there's a few mutants running around too, just trying to get them. And it's 2 girls, It's Laurie Singer and God, I forget the other girl's name. It's probably on that poster, but I can't read it. But they run around and they stay alive. By chance, they avoided contact with this comet that flashed through and turned everyone into red dust. And it's just a cool story, man. Just a neat, you could go and get a sports car and just drive it right off the lot. No one's going to stop you. That kind of stuff. They're just living in the moment of no one else being around. And it's just fun. And it's got its scary moments too. Number 3 is a newer film. Our buddy, it's Rob Savage, isn't it?
Yes.
The director? Yeah.
Yes.
The Boogeyman. Smart, slick, scary, cool. Stephen King. What else can I say? This scored very high on the DCS scoreboards all across the board a couple years ago when we did this. And I like this guy. I think this guy is a rising star in horror right now. Although he hasn't really been back since Boogeyman, Don't know what he's working on right now. We're going to have to dig that up and see what's going on with Mr. Savage. But you know the story. Under the bed, into the closet. He's there. He always will be. He's the Boogeyman. Number 2, had to put an anthology on here, of course, and I've got the best one. Cat's Eye, another Stephen King joint. But this one had, this is when it was all chic. I think they were probably trying to jump on the creep show pile on with this one. But there are some great stories in this movie. Quitters Incorporated with James Woods. Every time he doesn't quit smoking, they torment his wife, and electrocute her in an electric room and shit. And amazing. The guy gets caught cheating. Robert Hayes, the airplane guy, has to walk around the ledge of this tall ass skyscraper while the husband's fucking with him, and then he wins, and then you get my wife, and throws her head at him. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome stuff like that. All wrapped around this cat trying to get to Drew Barrymore to stop this little gremlin from sucking the breath out of her. So I love it, though. It's just a fun ass. When every time you can catch this on, I'll always watch it. Honorable mentions. I went down the list. I have Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore. She didn't win the Oscar, but they were great in Ghost. Not per se horror, I know. But, I mean, look at some of the elements of this. It's a ghost learning how to use his powers in the afterlife. It's a dark side of it's hell. Reapers coming out of hell to take bad people away and drag them to hell. It's just very cool. And it was the power of love, whatever you want to go with that. Yes, that's there too. But, I mean, I really, really dug the portrayal of a ghost learning how to be a ghost. I always thought that was cool. The second one on my honorable mentions list is one that stuck with me. I mean, the first one is iconic. The first one is almost Mount Rushmore worthy. It's so good of a ghost story. The second one is creepy for a different reason.
Let me in. Let me in. You're gonna die in there. All of
Poltergeist 2, The Other Side.
Well, if he could play fullback, he probably would have let him in the house. I know only like 3 people will get that reference.
3, 2, 1. Coach reference. Yeah, man, the Poltergeist crew was all back. Carol Ann, we got Father Weirdo after her now, and this guy's dying of cancer. It made him all the more scary of any protagonist you've seen here, or antagonist. One of my favorite quotes about this movie, it was back on Headbangers Ball. Scott Ian of Anthrax said, "This is the scariest guy of all time. Even his finger is scary." So I've always stuck with me when I think of that one. But yeah, Poltergeist 2. My final honorable mention, The Gate, Steven Dorff. Harryhausen fucking claymation. It's bad. It's good. Especially the guy, the construction worker inside the wall. That was some nightmare fuel right there. Then he comes to life and grabs the fucking kid. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. If you haven't seen The Gate, I highly recommend it. But there was one other movie I like better than The Gate, and that's number 1. The last time Sam Raimi took the director's helm in a PG-13 movie in horror was Drag Me to Hell. Fun, jump scare galore, depressing down ending, just a twist that breaks your heart. It sucks, and it's the best. It's Raimi. It's prime Raimi, man. It's so good. And him and his brother did this. They wrote it, directed it. So it's been out 20 years, 19 years now. So if you haven't seen it, what the hell are you waiting for?
I feel like it. Damn.
Yeah. Just a great movie. If you like the curses and you like seeing people doing the wrong things for like big corporation leading to revenge on that kind of thing and payback, yes, go see this movie. You'll love it. Drag Me to Hell. What can I say? That's my list.
Solid list.
Great list.
I'm way away from the clapping. Let me see here.
You want golf clap for your...
Rick popped in very early with this. He gives 5 to Poltergeist, 4 Tourist Trap, 3 Jaws, 2 Killer Clowns, 1 The Birds. He just said he's putting this before he forgets. Bill's got a list for us.
Bill.
This is 5 Drag Me to Hell, 4 Monster Squad, 3 Insidious, 2 Killer Clowns, and 1 Poltergeist. Very nice. Gina, 5 Arachnophobia, 4 Critters. There you go. That's another good one. 3 Gremlins. I probably would have had Gremlins on mine if we were doing PG. I really like that one. 2 Killer Clowns and 1, of course, Poltergeist. We got Mara, Believe the Daughter of Gina. We have 5 Killer Clowns, 4. Oh, it's all Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns, Killer Clowns, Killer
I
Clowns.
didn't even realize. That's funny as hell. I love it. Hey, I respect it, man. Killer Clowns is fun. BK gives us 5 Clue, 4 Poltergeist, 3 Gremlins, 2 Killer Clowns, 1 House. However, he says he changes his Killer Clowns to Night of the Comet thanks to Z.
That's right, buddy.
In no particular order from Mr. Dr. Smiley, Exorcism of Emily Rose, Insidious, Gremlins, Army of Darkness, I always forget that's not R, but I get that, and Poltergeist.
That's PG-13. See,
Yeah, it is. And Joshua with the final list here for, possibly have 12 more comments to look at. We have 5 Poltergeist, 4 Tourist Trap, 3 The Monster Squad, 2 Killer Clowns, and 1 Night of the Comet. We've got Patricia. 5 Drag Me to Hell, 4 Ghoulies 2, My Tunes, 3 Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 2 Critters, and 1 The Skeleton Key. Honorable mentions are going to be Night of the Comet, Split, The Monster Squad, Death Becomes Her, Storm of the Century, Tourist Trap, Little Shop of Horrors, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. All I have no complaints about a single one of those. Those are all great.
Yeah, everybody's had a great list so far. Like it's nice because you have your common ones, but you got those few oddballs in there from there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Got one from Mr. Adam Christopher. The Visit, Number 4, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, a very popular one there. Number 3, Lights Out. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. That's another good one.
God, man, that's one of those ones where the short is so fucking good, and then they just tried to stretch it into a feature, and it's just like all the bells and whistles they added to it. It's not as charming as the 5-minute one, you know.
Then number 2, Killer Clowns, and number 1, Devil.
Wonderful.
This was a harder list to put together than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I did move some stuff around. That is now not an honorable mention. Okay. So, yeah, PG-13. Like I said, usually a death kiss, especially now recent memory because of fucking Blumhouse. And I wasn't surprised at the amount of paranormal movies you could have ranked, which is fine. Everybody, I love a good paranormal movie, but I kind of stayed away from them for the most part. So let me get this shit started. Coming in at number 5. Oh, boy, it's in that fucking gray area if you want to call it a horror film. But it's a throwback to the 1950s, Tim Burton's Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Love this movie, man.
Wait, that was Tim Burton? Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. That makes so much sense, though. I've always loved this one.
Yeah, I mean, great cast, great story. It's just
Rated R, man.
Not PG-13.
No, it's definitely PG-13.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even like Jack Nicholson's, playing the president. Or he's like 2 out of 3 branches of the government ain't bad. Like just trying to spin it like it's not as bad as it seems, folks.
Everybody's in that movie.
Everybody, especially
That's true.
It's such a good movie and a good throwback to the 1950s. Like I said, 50s horror movies. A lot of them are sci-fi.
That's
giant monsters, alien invasions. That's why I'm like, all right, I could put Mars Attacks on here and feel okay about it.
I get no argument. I had the all ready to go just in case.
All right. Coming in at number 4, trying to set it up. Tremors. Yes, I fucking love Tremors. Come on, man. Who doesn't love Tremors? This movie's awesome. Like, I can't get enough of Tremors. I guess this would be number 3 on Sarge's PG-13 list because I don't know if you guys get up early enough in the morning on Sunday mornings to check out the Universal Monsters channel.
Uh-oh.
But it seems like they show Tremors every fucking Sunday morning. And guess what we're watching every Sunday morning? I want to watch Tremors. I'm like, all right, hell yeah. Like, can't get enough of it, even as a kid. Like, it's such a fun movie.
Well, it's like the kind of movie where you pick your feet up off the floor,
Yeah, you just sit back and relax. Like you said, Kevin Bacon, especially then. I mean, his star was kind of starting to fade a little bit.
Fred Ward.
Yeah, Fred Ward, rest in peace.
Michael Gross.
Yeah, hell, you wouldn't believe how long it took me to figure out that Bert is the dad from what's that
Family
show?
Ties.
Family Ties, yeah. I didn't watch Family Ties. I knew Michael J. Fox is on Family Ties, but I didn't watch it. That's something I was way older than I should have been when I learned. I was like, oh shit, really?
That was must-see TV on Thursdays. You had to.
No.
You had to. It was Cosby, Family Ties, Night Court. Come on, man.
I was just learning how to shit on the pot when that stuff came out, dude. I don't know. I was watching Dennis the Menace, Inspector Gadget. I wasn't watching Family Ties. I still have my Winnie the Pooh tapes I watched. Like, I wasn't there yet. I was getting close. But like I said, Tremors been out for like damn near 40 years. I'm not going to gush over it too much. Coming in at number 3, Killer Clowns. Again, another fun movie. I mean, just I'm gonna try not to. I mean, even the soundtrack's amazing, like the song, the video. Watching it again through Sarge's eyes and watching her reactions to it, especially the first time, has really bumped it up the list. It probably was number 5 or an honorable mention 2 years ago. It's just a really fun movie. You get the shadow puppets and the T-Rex dinosaur. Like I said, what are you gonna do? Knock my block off? It's just so much fun. Very creative and original.
Damn.
And I want to say a great game, but I just checked. I was like, how many hours have I logged on this game? Two. 2
I don't
hours.
even have one.
Wow.
Oh, I've got one, I think.
Yeah, I think that
Fuck
2
you
hours
guys.
is the first 2 hours I played with FaZe, and I think you jumped in like an hour or maybe
Yeah.
30
Oh, I
minutes
got
of
two.
that,
I
like-
probably got two on it. You know what? I wish I would have dug up because remember we were at Horrorhound that one year, and I got a picture of you getting the uppercut from the dude.
Yeah.
It was just a cosplayer, but
I didn't even
and
think
Colonel
about that.
fucking sold the punch perfect, man. I will post that up on the at least we'll get it up on the group page so we
It
can.
was like I was in the Rocky movie.
Yeah, man. This guy's costume was fucking tight though, dude. It was right on.
Dude, it really was. Yeah, so it's like I said, such a fun movie, dude. And great cosplayers. I'm glad it's finally getting its due. This is one when I was in high school. You guys ever seen it? Killer Clowns from Outer Space? No. I mean, now it's Spirit Halloween. It's everywhere. Like I said, I'm glad it's getting its day in the spotlight. You know, it's day in the sun. I like that. Coming
Still
at
waiting
number
on that series. We're still waiting on the series from those
yeah, I
guys.
love
They
the
said-
series.
Yeah.
I love it. Speaking of something else I love, coming at number 2, being a 90s kid, I read the shit out of these books. So boy, was I thrilled when this movie came out. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
6.
So, like, I just think this is a great intro horror movie for maybe like a preteen. Sarge still a little bit innocent and not mature enough for this. Because it is a little bit darker and a little bit scarier than Killer Clowns, Tremors, Mars Attacks. Like those are bright, colorful, funny. But this is great. The story. Honestly, the first time I saw it, I probably went with too high expectations, and I was a little down on it. But the more I've watched it a couple more times, I'm like, okay, this is just a really good fucking movie. The creature design is fantastic. What else is there not? So I'm trying to drag on time because I just realized like this is going by pretty fucking quick.
No, I blasted right through mine, man.
It's really good. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I can't wait till we get it. I was told we get one, but haven't heard much about that since. Let's get to honorable mentions. All right, FaZe, I'm gonna go in the order I have them on the list. So my first honorable mention, honestly, I just needed a movie because I took Poltergeist off the list. I threw Dragging Me to Hell in there because I remember liking it but not loving it. This is definitely due for a rewatch. It was a filler choice. I'll be honest. I could have went with Arachnophobia, but I didn't want to put a movie that I really like on honorable mention list. Well, that's not true. Whatever. I'll just go on. My next honorable mention, this movie was on repeat in my house. Like every kid took a turn in watching a movie they wanted to watch. Mine was usually the Monster Squad, Ghostbusters. This one was one of my sister's all-time favorites, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As you see that fine-looking fellow in the background, that was part of the reason why she liked it.
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry, being the 90210 fan that she was. This is just a fun movie, though, even still. I mean, Paul Rubin's death is still one of the best deaths in horror. It was definitely one of the funniest one.
Funniest line in the movie. I'm hungry. You're floating.
Like I said, it's still a fun movie. Honestly, I need to show this to the oldest. I'd see if she would like it. I don't think it's really her style, but this is something I think she needs to watch. My last honorable mention, I'm back in that gray area. I like that gray area, especially on this list. Since there's so many, I'm unfortunately going to put the year next to it. I don't think it needs the year, though. 1999's The Mummy. Oh, man, I wore this fucking VHS tape out, dude. Wore it out. Hey, it's The Mummy.
Dude, that was at the time. That was your reboot.
Yeah, this was my reboot.
Yeah.
And it's still a strong movie. Do I think it's as good now as I did back then? No. It definitely has its flaws. I still laugh every time. He's like, "What are you doing? Spring cleaning?" And he hits him with the fucking shit. Like it's cheesy as fuck, but still a fun watch. This one did scare Sarge. like the bad CGI when the bugs start crawling on dude's skin and going through his face and it looks like shit. She's like,
okay.
"Ah!" I was like, okay, I'll turn this off. I thought we were safe, but apparently not.
No.
Like I said, this was a fun movie, especially '99. This movie was huge. This is actually got the VHS tape as a Christmas gift. And I didn't even ask for it. I was like, "Oh, the Mummy, that's cool," but I didn't have a whole lot. I wore my Dawn of the Dead European cut VHS tape out, my Halloween VHS tape out. So let me check this out. I fucker out, And coming in at number 1, pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Like the Monster Squad. Duh. I mean, I've heard this movie's dick for enough times on the show. Every chance I get, I mention my love for the Monster Squad.
Well, we got a list from Lorena here.
Let's have it.
Got number 5, The Ring. Number 4, Arachnophobia. Number 3,
Santa
The
Claus
Gate.
and the Ice Cream Bunny. Oh, wait. No.
2, Cloverfield. Man, that one's fucking close to be on my
Cloverfield,
list.
fuck.
So damn close. Tremors in honorable mentions. The Last Exorcism and Drag Me to Hell. All right. And her number 1 is going to be The Birds retroactively. It counts. Yes, it does. Give me a break. Somebody else had The Birds, so sure,
Yes,
why not?
definitely counts.
Birds.
Well, the first one is one that none of you guys had. You fucking 1408. Stephen King. I had to have what?
It's because we have taste. I'm fucking with you.
Good, man. This is a
It is
scary
a good movie.
A very good one, man.
I like what's his face? Oh God.
John Cusack.
John Cusack.
Yeah.
He's like
John
the guy
Cusack.
that was in everything in the 80s, and then you can't remember him because he doesn't do anything anymore. But he's good. He's a skeptic. He's a myth buster kind of guy, and he goes to this haunted room, and wow, man. What did I take off my list, Phase?
Yeah, that's right. You did have 1408 on your list. That's why I kind of bumped this up on mine, I think, because I think it was originally in my honorable mentions, but I'm like, well, fuck, if I'm going to be only one. So you switched it for, I believe, Poltergeist 2. Yep. Dang, man. Both of you guys. Well, Colonel switched Poltergeist out. You switched Poltergeist 2 in. It's strange. But yes, 1408. Definitely watch it. Stephen King. It's not going to be the only Stephen King on this list. That's for damn sure.
Oh, God, dude. When he's looking at the reflection of himself in the other building, and then you see the fucking guy with the knife coming right at him from behind. That is some shit in that movie, dude.
That was a really good one. And of course, number 4, The Boogeyman.
Yeah,
this is really good, man. I was surprised by this one when it first came out because it's a pretty recent one.
Savage, baby.
It took a risk using that title. At least that's how I felt at first. But
I'm ready for give me a trilogy of this. Take it, man. That was fucking great.
I almost don't want them to ring this one out too much. Like just let it be the great thing that it was. Don't ruin it with sequels. You know what I mean?
I agree with you though, Faze. Please keep it standalone.
Yes, keep it sacred. Love this thing. This next one is another one that wasn't on any of your lists. I really like this one, but I don't think everyone does. I think this is kind of a mixed opinion one. It is The Sixth Sense. It's been a long time since I've watched this one, to be fair, but I remember really liking it.
That's a great pick, dude.
It was a good pick. I
didn't even think about that one.
I played with it, playing on my list. I just couldn't. I like the other movies way more. I'm not saying, honestly, it's a better movie than most of the movies on my list.
That's fair. That's the thing about this list is there's so many great options, just so many. I mean, you guys have entirely different lists, and neither of you are wrong.
I put Ghost on my list. This absolutely is in that vein.
Yeah, we're Ghost.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't belong like fucking Iron Onion or whatever that movie was.
Inside Out, whatever. Yeah. Knives Out.
Now this next one.
No. hold on.
Also wasn't on any of your list, and I haven't even been seeing it in the comments anywhere, unless I'm just being forgetful. But I get it. It had some rough CGI, but I found it really fascinating, and it reminded me of just some of the older alien invasion movies that I really, and why I love those movies. It is No One Will Save You. I fucking love this movie, man.
Number 6. That
Yeah.
is a really good fucking movie.
I've never seen it.
For me, it might have too much of that new polish on it for me to want to put on my list. To be honest with you, it wasn't.
That's okay.
The movie that came to mind, but good choice. I mean, it well deserving of the number 2 spot. It's so fucking good. But I'll stop talking about it. I'll let you talk about it.
I've heard other people rave about it too. So I mean, it's
good, Zach. It's good. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking really good.
It's high on Crank's list. I know that. He likes this one too. He's the reason why I watched it, because he raved about it. I'm like, holy shit, this is really good. But yeah, it's just one of those that, you know, I knew it was instantly going to be on this list. It was almost number 1, but you'll see why it wasn't once I get to number 1. It's probably pretty obvious at this point. But coming into my honorable mentions, my mom would have this one playing like all the fucking time. Like, this movie brings me back to a particular apartment that we lived at, because it just takes me back to that time. It's just one of those movies. It's Arachnophobia. The movie itself is, you know, whatever. It's just one of those super nostalgic ones that I love, and I just had to have it on here for that reason alone. I'm not really creeped out by spiders that much. It's more flying insects that creep me out. Crawlers, just kind of smush them and be done with them. I don't like killing spiders per se, but it depends how much time I have to deal with it.
Any size spiders of these spiders kills you dead, completely dead. A bite.
Oh yeah, this situation.
It spawned into a hole where there were thousands of them in this one town.
Mm-hmm.
In Arachnophobia. So I mean, that's pretty fucking fucked up, man.
It's a fucked up situation for sure.
When he runs in the house and they're all running down the walls and shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yes, the second honorable mention, Colonel's number 1, The Monster Squad. I love this one too, man. I've heard some people kind of dog on this, but it's fun. It's good. It's a classic. How can you not like The Monster Squad? God damn it.
Exactly. An honorable mention. I'm just fucking looking at.
You're too old.
No, I joke with people because everybody's like, "Oh man, I love the Goonies." I'm like, "Goonies is cool, but it's not the Monster Squad." Like, I'm a Monster Squad kid. I'll through and through. It's either my generation. It's either the Goonies or Monster Squad. It's 90% of the time the Goonies. But
I want it to be Monster Squad, but I don't know, man. I like the Goonies. I saw Monster Squad in theaters, man, when that shit came out.
Third honorable mention, we've got The Ring, which
there it is.
Freaking believe was on any of your guys' damn lists. Like,
I trust me, I could believe it because I didn't like it then. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of Japanese horror in general.
I like this
I
one,
see why people love it, and I definitely am not a fan of the American remakes. It's just
God. Now
I can see why people like it.
If you're talking,
I can, but
if you're talking the foreign one, maybe, but I don't even like that one. So
I don't even think I've seen the foreign one. Just, I remember being reasonably, I remember really liking this one. It's another one I haven't seen in years. I don't know.
The American one, is this Geller in this one?
No, some other blonde. It's not Sarah.
Yeah,
that's
not
Grudge.
her.
That's Grudge.
Yeah, you're thinking.
Didn't they have a crossover with these two bitches?
Maybe.
Rings?
I don't know.
Anyways, on behalf of me and Colonel to the ring.
Fuck you!
But yes, my number 1. Maybe not the best movie on this list, but it's my favorite. Hey, right on time, Elvira, because it's Cat's Eye.
Hey.
She's getting her bag of food.
Hey, it's Stephen King anthology. Just for that reason alone, of course, I love it. But you fucking following a cat the whole fucking way, man. Like, how do I not love this movie? How could I not put this as number 1? Every time I watch this, I just love it for the sake of following the cat alone.
So clearly, your favorite part of this movie is the cat running to Drew Barrymore, and not the stops when he sets off the characters for their stories.
I don't know if I'd say that's my favorite part,
Okay, out of the skits, out of the actual skits that don't involve the cat per se. He's already escaped or he hasn't shown up yet.
Sure.
Which one do you like the best?
Hmm.
Like Quitters Incorporated or the Daredevil cheating husband?
It's tough to say, actually. Probably the Daredevil cheating husband. That one's.
It is good, man.
Yeah.
And it's so, I mean, the dude he's got a little ledge. He's got to skip his way around. The wind is whipping around, of course. There's fucking pigeons attacking him, pecking at his ankles, dude. And it's just, there's nothing he can do because, you're about to fall.
It looks so fucking painful, too.
Oh, dude, he's bleeding. And then he finally gets into a little cubby where he's like, oh, God, he's resting. And then he's like, oh, shit. He looks down, the bird's pecking him again. And they show a long shot from where you can't even see him, just the cubby. And you hear boom, and the feathers just go flying. It's the best, man.
Oh, what a good movie. But yes, Cat's Eye #1. That's my list.
Good list, Faith. Good list.
I gotta slide back up.
Very good.
Very, very good.
Hello, Tommy. We've got
Tommy, what up, brother?
Let's see. 5, The Sixth Sense. Hey, there you go. 4, The Boogeyman. 3, No One Will Save You. 2, 1406. And 1, Arachnophobia. Damn near my list just scrambled up. Wow, #1 for Arachnophobia. That's
#1.
I can respect that. And then, of course, Tyrone. 5, Gremlins. 4, Critters. 3, 10 Cloverfield Lane. 2, Monster Squad. And 1, which I don't think I've seen all night, Rose Red.
Ooh, Rose Red. That was like a mini series, right? Yeah, but it was rated. Yeah, same.
Yeah, TV 14 or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, we can count that.
It fits.
And yeah, I mean, at one point, you two had completely different lists. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to actually math out a DCS list. I mean, Cat's Eye is high on 2 of them. Boogeyman's pretty high, but other than that, I mean,
you really just have to pick the ones that have at least 2 mentions and say, okay, that's where.
Colonel stands out the most by far. I have quite a few similarities with Ziggy. I guess I did miss your list, Tarek, because he's got 5, Cloverfield, 4, 1408, 3, Fire in the Sky. That's a unique one. 2, The Forgotten. Honorable mentions Drag Me to Hell. Just 1 honorable mention. And then #1, The Fourth Kind. Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah, The Fourth Kind, yeah.
Tarek likes his alien invasion movies, man.
He does.
Abductions. All right, folks. Colonel's going to read our final members this time. Go ahead, Colonel.
So special thanks to our final girls and guys, Christy, C-Phase, Lorena, BD, Alex, Robert, and Tyrone. We also give a special thanks to our members, Bell's Fancy Creations, Dr. Smiley, Raymond, and the whole damn Enchilada podcast, as well as our camp counselors, Adam, Corey, Christy, Luke, Lou, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy, Lynn, Orlando, Chuck, Dave, Carl, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ.